Hello, this is Brian McCall, Editor-in-Chief of Catholic Family News, with two breaking news updates. Yesterday, Matt Gaspers and I, in our weekly news roundup, reported on two stories that have developed rapidly overnight, and so this is a short update on those two stories. So, first of all, we reported yesterday about the trial that's been going on for about 6 weeks in California of Mr. Dreier and the group that exposed Planned Parenthood. We reported that the judge instructed the jury that they must find that he trespassed, so overrode the jury's ability to evaluate and said he trespassed. And now it's being reported the jury has awarded damages. I've seen different figures out there, but this is from ABC News. Planned Parenthood awarded $2.3 million for secret videos. So again, this is the brave new world. This is the 1984 world that we live in, where a person who exposes the criminal activity of Planned Parenthood is the one being punished in a civil trial, awarded $2.3 million for exposing the trafficking in human body parts. Shocking. Again, we assume this will be appealed by Mr. Dreier and his legal team, but again, it's a clear indication of how the powers that be will silence anyone who tries to bring to light the truth of what goes on in the abortion industry. What's also interesting about this is it kind of blows up the argument of Planned Parenthood that they are a nonprofit, engaged in nonprofit activity, because this is showing there was harm to their, quote, business, which it clearly is a business. So we're sorry to see this happen, not surprising. The judge Judge Orrick, as we reported yesterday, has strong ties financially and otherwise to Planned Parenthood. The jury clearly got the message from the powers that be to find him guilty. Our second story, we reported on the open letter, and yesterday we commended some priests who signed this letter, particularly Father Dreier. We mentioned him on our website and commended him yesterday in the broadcast for signing the open letter and his bravery. Well, unfortunately, that bravery lasted only a few days. It was reported in a German report today that the Father Dreier has removed his signature publicly from the open letter. And here's the report in German. And he also seems to be influenced by Bishop Waldholzer, who we mentioned yesterday from Regensburg. That's where Father Dreier apparently is, who also backtracked, who had denounced the Pachamama incident and then after the open letter backed away from that denunciation. A rough translation I've seen of this, maybe asking why he did it. There's a clue, I think, in this. Father Dreier says he signed it personally, thinking it was a good idea, without consulting his superiors. So clearly pressure was brought to bear by his superiors, presumably Bishop Waldholzer among them, and he has publicly said he withdraws his signature. And he uses the same canard others have. This is a personal attack on the Pope. Again, as we showed you yesterday, the open letter itself says that it is a protest against the acts of the Pope, not the Pope personally, but against these acts of idolatry. So interesting in these two updated stories, what's going on. The powers that be do not like people who tell the truth. And Father Dreier had the courage to put his name to something that any century before Christians would have seen as obvious, that idolatry, using a pagan idol and bowing down to it and putting it on the altar, pagan symbols, is wrong. Now, when the powers that be, the superiors, go after him, he recants and withdraws his signature. Very sorry to see that. What do we need? We need the faith of the martyrs, the faith of a St. Athanasius, who was willing to go against the illegal orders of superiors, even the Pope himself, who was tolerating Arianism and stayed true to the faith. So we're sorry to report this incident. Again, we do commend him for originally signing this, and sorry to see that he has withdrawn. So that's our quick update on these two stories. Matt and I will both be back next week to bring you another news roundup.